So welcome to our first lesson for Chapter 3. I know some of you are excited to see these videos again. Our objective is we will round decimals and estimate using rounding, front-end estimation, and clustering. So some of this is going to be review, and the clustering will probably be the one new thing for you all. So first of all, how is estimation or rounding useful in everyday life? Take a second to think about it. You can pause the video. You could probably think of a lot of ways: going to the grocery store, adding up a total, thinking about things where the exact number doesn't matter, right? We do this a lot. We take a shirt that's $15.99, we say that's $16, right? Estimation is probably one of the most helpful things that we use in math. So take a second and read through each of these situations. Sometimes we need an exact answer and sometimes we need a rounded answer. So pause the video and decide in each situation which one would need an exact and which one would need rounded. So now that you've had a chance to look at it, here's what I would have said. The people living in China, probably that would be an estimate. The amount of money a babysitter charges per hour, that would be exact. You want to make sure you don't round down. The width of a window screen, you probably want to do exact, especially if you're fitting the window screen for something, but if it's just approximate for something else, I could go either way. The distance from the Earth to the Moon. So in certain situations we can have an approximate, but in order for the spaceship to get to the moon, we definitely need it exact. The hours at soccer practice in 1 month, probably an estimate, and the number of tickets to sell for a play, that you probably need exact to make sure you have enough seats. So let's review how to round. So first of all, to the nearest tenth, hundredth, and the nearest one. In other words, we can call that the nearest whole number. So if we were to round to the nearest tenth, the nearest tenth means we need to look at the number next to the tenths place. Remember, it goes tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we're going to be looking at that 0 right there. Now the 0 says that the 5 is going to stay the same. It's closer to 3 5/10 than 3 6/10. The nearest hundredth means that instead of looking now at the hundredths place to help us round, we're going to be looking at the thousandths place. So in this situation, we're looking at the 7. Are we closer to 3 51 hundredths or 3 50 hundredths? We're closer to 3 51 hundredths. Sorry about that. My marker's being a little bit weird today. And then to the nearest 1, or in other words, the nearest whole number. So remember, that means that there is no decimals. So we're looking at the 5 right after the decimal point. 5, we actually round up, even though it's right in the middle. The little jingle I like to remember is 5 or more, let it soar, 4 or less, let it rest. So if we were to actually estimate our sum or difference, we'd round all the numbers to the same place. So remember, round them all to the ones, round them all to the tenths, round them all to the tens. So in this example, the span of an eagle ray's fins, the grown adult, 3 27 hundredths, and her baby's fins, 88 hundredths, the difference. So we're estimating the difference. So make sure we pay attention to that word difference. That means subtraction. So what we would do here, we would round the first number to 3 and the second number to 1, the nearest whole number. Usually when we do addition and subtraction, we'll round to the nearest whole number. 3 minus 1 is 2. The other type of estimation we're going to use is front-end estimation. So this is really good when we're finding sums with money. So the first thing that we need to do is the front end digits. So for your sister's birthday, you decide to buy her a new CD. The CD is $15.39, the gift wrap $149, and the card $295. So we're going to write down the front digits. 15, 1, and 2. Notice that I didn't round on the $295. I just took the number that is first. Now the second step is going to be to estimate the cents. So 39 cents, that's going to round down to 0. 49 cents is also going to round down to 0. But the 95 cents will round to 1. Then we add up our total. 15 plus 1 plus 2 is 18. 0 plus 0 plus 1 is 1. Our total, 18 plus 1, means we're going to be at about $19. The final type of estimating is clustering. So that means you can cluster all the numbers together if they're all close to each other. So if they're all about the same, estimate them all to the same thing and multiply by the number that you have. So with these apples, they're all about 50 cents. So in this case, we can use clustering and do 50 cents times 4 instead of rounding them all. Though if we did round them to the nearest tenths place, they all would round to the nearest tenth. And we have $2. Here's your exit pass. Make sure you write both of them on your guided notes. Make sure you also write any definitions that are on your guided notes. Hope you enjoyed it.